welcome to Sktv's News. You're watching Primetime English News with me, Jessie. Now, as usual, giving you the headlines first. Supreme Court Judge Justice N. Koteshwar calls for introspection and healing to end the ongoing violence in Manipur, says lasting peace and progress cannot be achieved through blame game. Suspected Kuki militants carry out attack at Lanka Naga village in Kampopi district. One Kuki militant reportedly killed in actions of fire. Third Remembrance Day of Kamen Lock incident observed. People pay floral tribute to 10 martyrs. Justin fed the limitation convener Jitendra Ningomba lambast state government for failing to control armed Kuki militants in Manipur. And Indian Air Force transport plane crashes while landing at Jorhat Air Base. 5 Air Force personnel including pilot killed. Now giving you the news in detail. Supreme Court Judge Justice N. Koteshwar Singh has urged the people of Manipur to introspect and work towards rebuilding a stronger and more united society, while asserting that lasting peace and progress cannot be achieved through blame game alone. Addressing the inaugural edition of the High Court of Manipur Distinguished Lecture Series, Justice Koteshwar Singh said the state was passing through a difficult phase and called on people in both the hills and the valley to reflect on what had gone wrong. He said, and I quote, "Nobody outside Manipur has time for us. 99% of people outside the state are not aware of what is happening in Manipur, except that people are killing each other." Observing that Manipur, with its rich history and legacy of coexistence, had become practically divided into separate entities, the Supreme Court judge stressed that society must find the strength to heal itself. He said, and I quote, "We have to correct ourselves. We have to clean our own house. The time has come for introspection." Justice Koteshwar also added that people should be continuously blame the center or the state government for every problem confronting the state. While expressing concern over corruption, Justice Koteshwar said it had affected the very fabric of society and weakened institutions. He further emphasized the need for stronger legal and educational institutions, expressing hope that Manipur would soon have a national law university. During the interactive lecture session, Justice Koteshwar Singh addressed contemporary issues in the administration of justice, speaking on bail jurisprudence, alternative dispute resolution, artificial intelligence in the judiciary, and professional ethics in the digital age.
Visiting many parts of the country, people ask me what is happening in Manipur. So if you have to explain, people don't know. 99% of the people outside India or Manipur do not know what is happening in Manipur, except seeing that people are killing each other. And we can't live in a state of...
At least one suspected Kuki militant reportedly died and 3 others sustained injury in a gunfight ensued between armed Kuki and Naga groups in Lanka Naga village along the IT road in Kampopi district. According to reliable sources, suspected Kuki militants launched attack around 8:40 a.m. today using sophisticated guns and explosives from a nearby hill area called Belejang area. Naga village guards also retaliated to the attack, resulting in a fierce gun battle between the two sides for some time and killing off at least one individual believed to be Kuki militant. Meanwhile, Lanka village authorities strongly condemned the attack, accusing KNFP group of carrying out the attack. In a press release, the village authority claimed that the attack was launched from a camp of KNF Nerloon at Belejang village, adding that KNF Nerloon is a non-Sioux group and a proxy of KNFP Sioux group commanded by KNFP Home Secretary Zhang Boy Kipgen. expressing strong apprehension that more Naga villages along IT Road may be attacked by Kuki militants in the coming days. Lanka Village Authority urged the government to conduct a thorough, impartial and time-bound investigation into the KNF Pikajers and KNF Nelun and Kuki villages of Lasan, Songpibong, Balejang, Haimol and Laloy and identify those responsible for the attack. Meanwhile, Kuki CSO's Kampopi has launched indefinite blockade along National Highway No. 2 following the death of an armed Kuki man in exchange of gunfire at Lanka Naga village. Hundreds of Kuki Zo community gathered today at Martyr Cemetery in Faijang for funeral of Haujing Lauvung, who was reportedly killed in an attack at Lasan village on June 9. Hundreds of mourners braved persistent rain and adverse weather conditions to pay their last respects to Lauvung, whose body had been kept overnight at the Martyr Cemetery for a night-long condolence program attended by family members, community leaders, village representatives and civil society organizations. Speaking on the sidelines of the funeral, Kuki CSO's Kampopi spokesperson Jao Hao Long Haukib alleged that the government's delay in deploying sufficient security forces had directly contributed to the continued loss of lives and destruction of property in Kuki Zo inhabited areas. He asserted that the community had been compelled to raise village volunteers because the state had failed to provide the security protection demanded by residents of vulnerable villages. Haukib further warned against any action by government agencies targeting Kuki Zo village volunteers, stating that the volunteers were raised solely to protect lives, homes and ancestral lands in the absence of adequate state protection. Announcing the indefinite economic blockade, Haukib stated that the agitation would continue until concrete measures were taken to guarantee the safety and security of Kuki Zo people living in vulnerable areas.
The denial and deployment of security forces has compelled us to raise our own volunteers to be able to defend our land, our people, our villages, our homes, our children and our mothers. It is therefore a resolute decision of the Kuki Zo people that the government or the security forces or any agency of the government should not be allowed to take any action against our village volunteers. If anything of such is taken out by the government or its agencies, the Kuki Zo people will strongly oppose any such moves. The Kuki Zo civil society organizations Kampopi have resolved to call on an economic blockade, indefinite economic blockade, until our demands for safety and security of our people and villages are ensured and our people are secured.
Iramdam Kanbalupi Kal organized the third remembrance ceremony or Ningsing Thorum of 10-meter youths who were massacred by Kuki militants in the common law clash on June 13, 2023. Social activist R.K. Sanayaima, Kunjakpam MLA Tokjom Lokeshwar, Lamlay MLA Kungbantabam Ibomcha, former Rajya Sabha MP Ningtho Sanajoba Leshamba, Kuray MLA Leshang Them Susindro, President of Ikal H. Ibohanbi attended the program, which was held at Nongsham Community Hall in Imphal district today. The ceremony was also attended by members of Kokumi, Kaitel Imalup, Tawai Miril, Taragi Jesu, Fox, Amuko, and Merapai B members. Speaking in the program, social activist R.K. Sanayama said the present crisis in Manipur will take time to settle down and stressed on the need for all indigenous communities in Manipur to unite and face a challenge together. While maintaining that the crisis has left the state's economy in fragile condition, R.K. Sanayama highlighted the nature of this conflict as an attempt to divide communities and create boundary between hill and valley. Speaking further, R.K. Sanayama also asserted that the conflict has also renewed the bond between indigenous communities in the state. People paid floral tribute photos of 10 martyrs who died in common log incident, and people also observed 2-minute silence in honor of 6 Naga men who were killed after being held hostage.
JESSY Roshandana JESSY adom general sing ado homro ko tamdadi Kuki masing ase population ase lak yamdram lak tara ma thoi di surane kara mon lak tara hong do yongnen hai lak tara ma thoi surge Maiti population is negative. Latrama by the lake. Maiti population say, a quay Tadano gas on Taraga. Purva say hingbagi adugumba tangai padaba population growth adagi akoi hanthara leirone tangai padaba population masing hengapagi chang se 2% oigadabne ado akoi ngasi maitei masing de 1.7 1.6 Asikante work with population hangar level. Myanmar romdagi yamadiati ainun leiba Bangladesh romdagi ahead of population singasi Manipur busalaga nagabana somdagi mi masing election ge aduga maitei gana chawrana balance to yaba population mo helaga maitei singdagi matam guidagi maitei singla political power do chalaga kugi de.
Third death anniversary of Yamnam Surjit Kumar Meitei, Laisham Suresh Meitei and Moirangthem Hemant Meitei from Okshu Ningthemja were observed today. Notably, the three individuals were killed by armed Kuki militants in the infamous June 13 Common Lock incident of 2023. During the observance, families and attendees paid floral tributes at the memorial sites of the three martyrs. Speaking on the sidelines, social activist Choibam Deben, alleged that the present situation is almost same to dividing Manipur into three territories, citing the restrictions against the movement of people beyond their dominated areas. While attributing this to the inaction of the BJP-led governments in the center and the state, he lamented that many youths have compelled to sacrifice their lives in defending the state from the hands of those who try to annihilate the indigenous communities, as their government has failed to do so. Meanwhile, political activist Sapam Kanglepal, who also joined in paying tribute to the martyrs, praised the role of those who were killed in the Common Lock incident.
BJP laingak lakpadagi oi sana lebak Manipur ji machet ahum thopgi phibam da leire akoi ji thaina ipai pugi ingak tani ipai pugi senglabi idu kadai da chatkhare ngaki Delhi na phamu phamba lepu lepa sigi phibam ji to ase sana lebak Manipur kal ji hajikti ima lebak Manipur kan bagi matam du yaure
sing amadi tam haidana ani thokna India gi parliament da khaidok pirame aduni ngasi mayamna MLR1 LR1 kana ngasi hainari je matam du dagi Manipur je thugai bo horakrabane Manipur bu ching tam haidana khaidokna rei je sok lising ma chamapan humfu da India gi parliament ta Manipur gi mute amakhaktang yauraga sem gi ba ek kamane ba maduna Manipur je ching tam haidana ni je khaidor ine administration da amuk 1971 da Manipur gi Hills Area Committee na Article 370 gi C da hapchal leraga sing tamje mapung phana thugai gri ne ba.
Just and Fair Delimitation, JFD convener Jitendra Ningomba lambasted the state government for allegedly targeting stakeholders working to protect indigenous communities instead of controlling armed Kuki militants who are waging war against them. He was addressing the gathering at a public meeting at Imapantabi Laibung at Bangaltabi in Kukching district. The meeting, participated by women and youths from Meitei and Naga communities, was jointly organized by the JFD, Native People's Committee, Manipur and PCM, Western Valley Area, Western Chandal Foothill Tribal Organization, SDSC, SEMDO, SWYC, and local women, folk and youths. Speaking further, Jitendra expressed deep concern over undocumented immigrants sowing discord to divide indigenous populations for advantage. He warned that the faith of native communities remains highly vulnerable if this trend continues. Questioning the government's lack of accountability, Jitendra cited authorities' failure to punish individuals involved in the killings of civilians. He also criticized the decision to deploy the Cobra Force, describing it as a shallow measure rather than a sincere effort to resolve the root conflict. The JFD governor then demanded immediate abrogation of the suspension of operations agreements signed with Kuki armed groups and called for swift legal measures to identify and deport illegal immigrants. Joint Tribes Council Convener Mira Chawinka has urged the government to immediately abrogate the suspension of Operations Pact signed with them. He was addressing a press meet at Hotel Classic in North AOC Imphal following a consultation meeting of CSOs representing various indigenous communities. The meeting was convened to draft a comprehensive charter of memorandums for submission to the state government regarding the ongoing unrest and the recent killing of 6 Naga hostages. Speaking further, the JESSY convener noted that the bodies of the 6 Naga hostages were recovered just one day after the Naga community had safely released 14 Kuki individuals who were previously detained. He deplored that the remains of the 6 hostages cannot be identified as they were brutally mutilated into parts and pieces. Mira Chawinka announced that the council will submit the memorandum to the government instead of claiming the bodies, while announcing that the indigenous communities will launch sustained agitations until the state authorities completely fulfill their demands. The JTC convener highlighted that the demands include arrest of the village chief and women committee members of Leilon Vaifai, alongside the chairman and cadres of the Kuki National Front Presidential, who were allegedly responsible for abducting and killing the hostages. Mira Chawinka also stated that Deputy Chief Minister Nemcha Kipgen must resign from her post on moral grounds, alleging that her husband serves as the chairman of the KNFP and issued the direct order to execute the slain Naga hostages.
Anadi kuki tramarisi fajana thambiraga ekta kaidana akhoi phangalaba matung kuki nadi akhoi da muk pirakpudo akhoi nagai sini naugi ni haina moina purakpudo asib haksang oina madusu karano identify tawbada luraba khongop gi furit gi khara identify tawba ngambanatna tawba ngambagi sakti leitre adugu mai phibam pirakpasida akhoi di accept tawbasi ngamdre adugi matugi na madu accept tawba yana ba akhoi na muk charter of demands akhoi muk seme ngasi phabada chenaba mi singsi Leilon Vaifai ki women society ki meeting aduni aduga maduda how haina piribisi Leilon Vaifai ki chief adun order piragi phabani aduga mu madu phabada Manipur police ki police personnel sing police personnel sing yauri madugumba mayam adu loina phabi gadabani haibasi akhoi ki demand asoba mani adugumba misam praja kolende incident thoglaga ambush tawraga kanana kapuno kanana katawno khangdringaida isam samba khonsa khunda ngamme habagi matagum heta pharaga pugiba innocent khangna makoi matwai lobi bangamba aduguma terrorist sing adu makoi aduga India government Manipur government makoi ga karmaine agreement ama dalai naba yagadabno aduna su agreement haibasi abrogate tawgadabani haibasi akoi gi demand mani.
An Indian Air Force IAF transport aircraft crashed while attempting to land at the Roria Air Force Station in Assam's Jorhat today, killing 5 Indian Air Force personnel, including the pilot. According to IAF officials, the co-pilot has survived and is being provided treatment. And the IAF said the aircraft involved in the accident was an AN-32 transport plane used for carrying supplies, and that it crashed while attempting to land at the airbase. In the crash, Squadron Leader Prasant Singh, Flight Lieutenant Subham Kumar, Sergeant Jitendra Sharma, Agnivir Vayu Raman Kumarwat, and Agnivir Danish Alam lost their lives. The cause of the crash is not known yet. Indian Air Force has constituted a court of inquiry to ascertain the cause of the accident. Meanwhile, IAF has extended condolences to the bereaved families and stated that it stands firmly with them in this hour of grief. The Antonov AN-32 is a twin-engine turboprop military transport aircraft that has long been a mainstay of the Indian Air Force's transport fleet. Developed in the former Soviet Union to meet India's operational requirements, the aircraft is designed to operate in challenging conditions, including high-altitude airfields and hot tropical environments. Lieutenant General Dheeraj Seth has been appointed Chief of the Army Staff with effect from June 30. Lieutenant General Dheeraj Seth will succeed General Upendra Dwivedi as Chief of Army Staff, and Lieutenant General Dheeraj Seth is an alumnus of the National Defence Academy, Karakwasla, and was commissioned into the Armoured Corps in December 1986. In a distinguished military career spanning nearly 4 decades, he has been He has had extensive experience across operational, strategic, capability development and institutional domains, contributing significantly to the Indian Army's combat effectiveness and long-term transformation. He has commanded an armoured regiment, an armoured brigade and a counter-insurgency force in Jammu and Kashmir. As a Lieutenant General, he has also commanded the Sudarshan Chakra Corps, one of the Indian Army's top strike formations. Third death anniversary of R.K. Prasanta and Laisham Narendra, alias Abainal of Kurai Kompal Ningthopung Laikai, was observed today at the Netaji Memorial Club premises in Kurai Kompal Taubandong, Imphal East. The two men were killed on June 13, 2023 at Oyumpok Nongshrum Kamenlok by suspected Kuki militants. During the observance, attendees paid floral tribute to the photos of the deceased. And speaking at the event, Netaji Memorial Club President Ramananda Saramchal recalled the tragic Kamenlok incident, noting that 13 Meitei community members, including Prasanta and Narendra, lost their lives while defending the state. He urged the public to draw inspiration from the victims' patriotism and called for unity among indigenous populations to protect Manipur.
Manipuri from observation Tauri, Abu the Hujitsu, when in the Kai Marie Gina, Lapoma Levina, the high observation, dictated Saugera, the one three have over Rafi, Community Bar, Renausi, and the Baby, the Wadiki Young Division, where the Napo is a Legiba, Hanagi membership, and the Secretary, President or Paul Pizaraga, Iva, Amacham of observation.
Indian Pharmacists Association IPA Manipur State Branch took out a sit-in at Kashampat Lemajam Lekai Community Hall today in protest against proposal of Drug Technical Advisory Board DTAB to issue wholesale drug license to science graduate. Members of IPA Manipur State Branch B-Farm students took part in a protest demonstration. The protest was held to object the proposal made by DTAB to issue wholesale drug license to science graduate by amending Rule 64 Clause B and 64 Clause C of Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1945. Protesters also expressed their disappointment on delay in holding election for Manipur State Pharmacy Council. Speaking on a sideline, Drug Inspector of State's Drug Control Administration, Yanglem Ronel, said science graduate cannot be treated on par with someone who have completed Bachelor of Pharmacy. He added that this poses risk to common people, and he demanded DTAB to reverse its decision. Further, Ronald also maintained that delay in holding election for Manipur State Pharmacy Council has caused various inconveniences. It has affected the timely distribution of graduation certificates to over 700 students of pharmacy colleges in Manipur. He demanded relevant authority to conduct the election for Manipur Pharmacy Council at the earliest.
Technical over potty, technical over Miduna and Pahanbu, Maduna Public Health Sokani and Upper Protest of Germany, Manipur State Pharmacy Council Lamalay, Council Zigi, election there, Sahi Masure, Sahi Muksure, election token level. Machi, Aduna organizing this Alivada, Udong Sadre, Aduna Machi Tuna Token View, Machi Tokdamna Maramoidana, Pharmacy College, Tara, the Toleba Satre, Jigi Magi Labase, Kangaunare, Amadi. Administration je phajana tawang ngamdre aduna athuda election tawraga anova brand anova youngster me amala alaga healthcare service da akoi pharmacy ki contribution je phajana pibada athuda ngaman bi haiduna ai policy maker jingda khongtok chani.
Now we shall take a short break. We'll be right back. Keep watching Sktv's News.
Lalabati Sumtokpa Mosalabati Nalanba Mipum Kudimaki Hongasan. I have Jenny Kurai. Laibak Siembada Mipum Kudimaksu Saru Yaminasi Haituna Bauchenkara Buduna Laksari. Water Lissingbo Tasengna Tamnaba Eligible Oiba Water Singama Yahanaba. ECI na Special Intensive Revision Haibati SIR 2026 ꯍꯧꯔꯦ ꯃꯦꯒꯤ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯛ 30ꯗꯒꯤꯅ ꯖꯨꯟꯒꯤ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯛ 19 ꯐꯥꯎꯕꯗ BLO ꯌꯨꯝꯊꯣꯡ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯤꯔꯝꯕ ꯏꯅꯨꯃꯦꯔꯦꯁꯟ ꯐꯣꯔꯝ ꯃꯦꯟꯁꯤꯟꯕꯤꯔꯒ BLOꯗ ꯁꯤꯟꯅꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯏꯅꯨꯃꯦꯔꯦꯁꯟ ꯐꯣꯔꯝ ꯁꯕꯃꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯗ꯭ꯔꯕꯗꯤ voter list ming yaurokloy akupa marol gidamak BLOda hangbiyu natraga 1950 da call tawbiyu I am in RU
Shuti nataba numitshingda specialist amagi manakta chatpa matam sangdabara Haujikti Babina Hospital na tabak tauba lalolitik tauba madi tabak sinba miyoy singidamak special weekend Sunday OPD clinic hangdok sari.
Nomaijing khudingi adongi khudong chagadaba matam yengbiraga ayuki pung mapaldagi nungtilgi pung mari faubagi manungda medicine ENT cardiology urology gastroenterology PMR surgery chest medicine amadi pediatrics ki experience leiraba specialist sing tanabiyu
Subsidized tauba specialist consultation fee khangatlaba ahanba investigation amadi procedure da chada taragi discount priority registration fast track appointment amadi mapam amattada tongan ba analayengi kudong jaba singi kanaba lobiyu
adongi achinba matamda ayet papidana adongi hakchang fana thambiyu Babina Hospital gi special weekend Sunday OPD clinic ta linksin birao
appointment lognaba kidamak amadi ahin buwapam singidamak 69093 90666 ta call tawirao
mating leiba layeng fanghanjariba Babina Hospital hanadagi hena khudong chaba pizari
Welcome back. You're watching Sktv's Primetime English News. Now moving on. Search continues for missing Class 8 student of Radhakrishnan Foundation School, Tuibong, who was swept away by strong currents following incessant rainfall at Lai John Veng and Tuibong subdivision on June 11. Churachandpur District Administration, with the assistance of the State Disaster Response Force (SDRF), launched a major search and rescue operation of the missing girl, Lamboy Kim, daughter of Kupkholun Duboy of K. Komnumnom village. The SDRF team, led by team leader Havildar Riyajuddin, arrived at the site on Friday and immediately commenced operations from Zero Point, the location where the victim was last seen being swept away. The SDRF team has deployed inflatable boats and specialized rescue equipment to intensify the search. It may be mentioned that local youth clubs, civil society organizations, philanthropic groups and concerned individuals have been tirelessly engaged in such efforts since the day of tragic incident. However, despite their continuous attempts, the body could not be recovered owing to adverse weather conditions and the absence of adequate rescue infrastructure. A truck loaded with lime caught fire near Lengangpopi checkpost in Jiribam district. However, major tragedy was averted after fire service team intervened at the right time. The incident occurred at around 7 a.m. this morning along National Highway 37 when a truck bearing registration number AS01 RC7737 suddenly caught fire while it was parked near Lengangpopi checkpost. Jiribam fire service arrived at the site and managed to douse the fire. Some of the lime bags were reportedly destroyed by the fire. For the 7th Foundation Day of the Imphal Obstetric and Gynecological Society (IOGS) was celebrated today at Hotel Imphal. During the function, Lifetime Achievement Awards were conferred to 8 distinguished doctors. Delivering his chief guest address, Health Services Director Dr. N. Hemantakumar urged stakeholders to support the cervical cancer vaccination pilot for girls aged 14 to 15 and called for widespread public awareness to ensure its success. Emphasizing the critical importance of maternal and child health care, Dr. Hemantakumar praised IOGS for its immense contributions to the state. He highlighted the society's success in handling critical delivery cases in remote, far-flung areas and lauded its role in training specialists on the latest tools and methodologies in maternity care.
The JESSY program have improved skills across both the public and the private sectors. During difficult times, including the recent public health challenges, IOGS meetings step forward without hesitation for that Manipur is dreadful. The road ahead asks more of us. The maternal mortality has declined, yet every preventable death is too many. The non-communicable diseases are now affecting pregnancy outcomes, and teenage pregnancies, infertility, and gynecological cancers need stronger community awareness.
9 sector Assam Rifles under the aegis of IGR South conducted a free medical camp at relief camp set up at Lambarkong Nangkong today. Speaking on a sideline, Commander of 9 Sector Assam Rifles, Brigadier Pratyush Kumar, informed the reason for conducting the free medical camp. Doctors attended to medical needs of IDPs during the camp, and free medicines were also distributed. Further, Assam Rifles also assured to provide assistance to people in the state.
Okay, so this is a small humanitarian initiative on behalf of the IGR South and the Assam Rifles to provide some kitchen utensils, some stationery for the children. Then we also organized a medical camp, and you would have seen a mobile dental van outside. And in conjunction with civil administration, we hope that this small effort from our side would be able to provide some comfort and some security to these displaced families.
Meanwhile, Yanko Memi, an IDP from Kampopi, questioned government on what steps are being taken to facilitate for resettlement to their original homes. She expressed hopelessness on the prospect of their resettlement. She also highlighted their problems in the relief camp as assistance provided by government are limited. Further, she urged government to arrange for their resettlement at their original homes at the earliest. A one-day health awareness program and free medical camp was held today at the Kamuching Kulen Community Hall in Imphal District. Organized by the Relief Center for the Welfare of Differently Abled Persons, Manipur, in collaboration with the National Foundation for India, the event was part of a larger community outreach initiative. During the program, health educator from Community Medicine Department, RIMS, M. Chandra, spoke as a resource person about cancer, communicable diseases, and essential preventive measures. The camp also provided free clinical testing facilities to 125 local residents. Arambam Robertson and B.D. Goldwyn Anal have been selected for UPSC coaching under the All Manipur Students Union MSU Mission Lamjing. According to a press release issued by MSU Vice President Prikeshwar Moirangtham, the two students were selected through an entrance test and interview. The press release stated that the Northeast Students Organization NESO will sponsor the coaching expenses at next IAS in New Delhi. It maintained that both students will receive a monthly stipend of 12,000 rupees for the 11-month course, which costs 2.5 lakh rupees per person. MSU further requested the selected students to contact them before the coaching classes commence on June 15. Now in sports news, in the ongoing FIFA World Cup 2026, USA thrashed Paraguay 4-1 and set off its World Cup campaign with a win. On the other hand, co-host Canada played out a 1-1 draw with Bosnia and Herzegovina. In a Group B match that was played at 12:30 a.m. today at Toronto Stadium, Canada's striker Sal Larin came off the bench to grab a 1-1 draw for his side against Herzegovina. Bosnia went ahead in the 21st minute when Jovo Lukic steered home a flick on from a corner for his first international goal, but Canada found the equalizer in 78th minute of the match, thus ending the match in a draw. Meanwhile, in Group D encounter that was played this morning, USA convincingly defeated Paraguay by 4-1. In the match that was played at Los Angeles Stadium, USA dominated the game right from the start and found the first goal in 7 minutes of the match. Further, Fullerin added 2 goals and Rena scored 1 more in the dying minutes to give USA a convincing win. Meanwhile, tonight, last citizens host Qatar will take on Switzerland at Santa Clara at 12:30 a.m. tonight, while Brazil will clash Morocco at 3:30 a.m. tomorrow. Now the weather report. As per ICR Regional Center Imphal, Manipur recorded a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was recorded at 21.5 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 92% in the morning and 90% in the evening. And Manipur received 31.5 millimeters of rainfall in the past 24 hours. Now before we end, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Supreme Court Judge Justice N. Koteshwar calls for introspection and healing to end the ongoing violence in Manipur, says lasting peace and progress cannot be achieved through blame game. Suspected Kuki militants carry out attack at Lanka Naga village in Kampopit district. 1 Kuki militant reportedly killed in exchange of fire. Third Remembrance Day of Kamelok incident observed. People pay floral tribute to 10 martyrs. Just and Fair Delimitation Convener Jitendra Ningombal lambasts state governments for failing to control armed Kuki militants in Manipur. An Indian Air Force transport plane crashes while landing at Jorhat Air Base. 5 Air Force personnel, including pilots, killed. And that's all we have for now. Thank you for watching SKTV News and keep watching for more news updates.